What's up guys, it's Carter and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be going over my barbell collection, my specialty bars, and going over which ones I feel are worth it and which ones I kind of regret and feel like I could probably do without. So if you guys are interested, stay tuned, I'll give you my top 5 at the end. Alright, I'm going to start with this bar here on the second row. This is my Rogue Ohio Power Bar, and this is just pretty much my all-purpose bar. I use it for pressing, rowing, squatting. It's got pretty aggressive knurl on it, and it's pretty thick in diameter, causing it to not have much bend in it or anything. So kind of a stiffer all-purpose bar. Not the best for deadlifting. I would say a better all-purpose bar, if you're just going to have one bar, would probably be just the Ohio bar. But I got the Ohio Power Bar because I kind of wanted that stiffness for the pressing and rowing and squatting, because that's what I was going to use it for most. And I have a separate deadlift bar for deadlifts, but that's not really a specialty bar. That's just kind of my all-purpose bar. But above that is this Swiss bar or football bar that I got off of Amazon. It was one of my first specialty bars, I believe. It might have been the first specialty bar I bought. Really didn't know much about bars and brands and stuff, and this one, I got most of my beginner gym equipment from Amazon, and I went with this one probably because of the price, but also it seemed to be nice. It had the fatter grips, which is about 2 inches in diameter, and it's kind of a lighter bar. I think it's only about 28 pounds. So this is all hollow, and then the bar is okay. It's not my favorite Swiss bar, but I do still use it occasionally because I really do like the fat grips, and it has some knurling on it. I mean, it's not real aggressive or anything, but it's all right, especially if I use some chalk, you get some good grip on it. What I don't like about this bar is that it's fairly narrow when you go to rack it. So I leave these collars here just to give me a little bit of extra clearance between the rack and the plate. My old rack, when I wasn't using these, it would kind of bump into the pillars of the rack and kind of throw me off my game when I'm trying to get in a heavy press or something. So that was something I didn't like. And another thing I don't like is, I went back and looked, and like the weight capacity is only like 400 pounds on this. Not that I'm benching over 400 pounds, but not the strongest bar in the world, especially since I guess because it's hollow. But it was a fairly cheap bar. I don't regret buying it, but probably not your best bet if looking for a football bar. Under the power bar, I have this Titan Yukon bar. So this is kind of like their second stab at the Buffalo bar. Their first Buffalo bar that Titan made was it got terrible reviews. I don't know, there was a lot of things wrong with it. I don't think there was a consistent bend in the bar. I think it was a little off and not balanced correctly, and there's just a lot of complaints about it. So I think this was their second stab at a cambered bar like this, and it's got much better reviews, and I really like it. I was actually pretty impressed with the quality of the sleeves. When I got it, I was expecting something a little more lower quality from Titan. I bought this probably when Titan began to kind of step up their quality a little bit, and it's got a pretty passive knurling on it. It's got this black coating, I don't know if it's black oxide coating or something, which makes the knurling even a little more passive than it already is. But yeah, this isn't super grippy, but I do like the bar. It's pretty heavy. I think it's like a 60-pound bar. Actually, I think it's 50 pounds. And it is long. It is a long bar. When I got kind of limited space over here on my rack, and it's one of the longest bars I have. It's even longer than my SSB that I have under it from Titan Fitness. And this is a great bar. I really like it. It's pretty much a knockoff of the Elite FTS yoke bar. And the sleeves, I'm not a big fan of the sleeves or anything. It's just kind of like metal bar. The welding's kind of sloppy or whatever, but the padding's really nice. It's pretty stiff, pretty comfortable, but does have a little bit of a give for the comfort. But yeah, it has these handles on here, and they're pretty comfortable, but you can also unscrew them and use this for for JM presses. I don't know if you guys have done those before, but they're kind of good to keep your form from turning into more of a skull crusher and keeping it a JM press. So if you haven't tried that, try that out. It's worked pretty well for that. But it is a heavier bar than your average 45-pound bar. I believe it's like 60 pounds, 61 pounds, something like that. So it's pretty heavy, and it's going to for anybody who hasn't used an SSB before, it's going to keep your squat a little more upright. It's probably somewhere between like a back squat and a front squat because of the camber with the bar. So it kind of tilts back just a little bit, a little more demanding on your upper back, and but is a great bar. I do really like it. My favorite squat variations. All right, now coming out into this area, I have the rest of my bars. Up here on the top, I have my other Swiss bar that I bought more recently. And it's the Elite FTS American Camber Bar. And I really like this one. I would definitely buy this one over the one I have there in the back. It does not have the fatter grips and no knurling. So there's probably some cons to it, but or at least the knurling. Fatter grips, just more of a variation. But this is definitely a more heavy duty bar. You can see that it has this reinforced steel welded around here. It definitely has some more room. It's not as narrow when you're using it in the rack. And then this one's probably a little better option than the Titan version of this, because it has an extra grip variation, and it's going to be this one here in the middle. And you can see it kind of connects up here, and it's a little bit of a different angle than the rest of them. But I do like that grip. My regular grip is probably going to be this one here, my regular pressing grip. This is going to be more of a wide, more of like a medium, and this would be like a super close grip, or like if you're going to use like for like a tricep skull crusher type movement or something like that. But I really do like this bar. Pretty versatile. You see it does have the camber in there for the extra range of motion. I do like it for that a lot. My arms are, I wouldn't say short, but my bench press is about a moderate range of motion, moderate to short, and by using the cambered bar, it allows me to get more range of motion, a little bit better hypertrophy. So really like this bar. This is also good like for something like seal rows, where you got that little extra bit to get that extra range of motion. And yeah, you could even use it on overhead presses and stuff like that. But I mostly use it for benching and for rows. Now you can also flip this bar over and use it for board presses as well. So it's going to shorten the range of motion of your bench press. But awesome bar, like it a lot. Now under that we have an earthquake bar, and this is just like a bamboo bar. It's going to be used mostly for like prehab, rehab exercises. It's meant to be used with many bands that you can connect to them and connect weights, and it's going to be used more for like stability exercises or, like I said, rehabbing. Under that, I have the Titan Fitness axle bar. You know, I don't think there's any particular brand that you need to go with for an axle bar. You know, it's very basic. You know, it's the thicker grip, about a 2-inch grip, and you know, that's going to be for some grip exercises. You know, if you want to do rows, get a little grip training in it, even shrugs, something like that. I even like it a lot for benching. I don't know, something about this bar when benching, I just feel very powerful with it. So love it for benching. But yeah, no knurling, anything like that. Would kind of defeat the purpose of it being something used for grip training. Below that, I have the Rogue deadlift bar. So because I have the power bar, you know, it's a pretty stiff bar, not the best for deadlifting. So this one's going to be a little more narrow in diameter, and it's a little bit longer too. So you're going to get a little more of a bend in the bar, which is good for deadlifts. The knurling is a little more passive than the power bar, but definitely more aggressive than some of the other bars I was showing you. I do like this bar a lot for deadlifts. You know, it's up there. You know, I've heard that the Texas Power Bar is probably better than this one, but I went ahead and just went with the Rogue for this one. I'm not a huge deadlifter anyway. Got a lot of low back issues, especially at the moment. So this is fine for me. You know, maybe one day when I become a better deadlifter, I might go ahead and splurge on a Texas Power Bar, but for now the Rogue does just fine. And then under that, this was actually the first barbell I bought for my home gym, and it is a Synergy, and it's a 35-pound bar. And I got this so me and my wife could both use it. It's got a pretty narrow urethra shaft, and so it's a little annoying on bench, but I did like it for deadlifting. However, it doesn't, the sleeves aren't that long, so when I threw some bumper plates and some extra weights on there, it was, you know, starting to get filled up pretty quick. But it did have has a good whip, has a good bend in the bar, you know, spins very well. So this is more my wife's bar, although she doesn't lift that much anymore. But I do use it still for like barbell curls and stuff like that. And it's got a very passive knurling on it. And I do like it though. I think Synergy is a good barbell to go with if you're on a budget. You want to buy something from Amazon or something. They have pretty good quality bars. So, and then lastly, we have this behemoth of a bar here. This is the Vulcan open trap bar, and it is a monster. The diameter of this is like probably 2.5 inches or something. Very thick. And this is, you know, obviously can be used as a trap bar. You know, you can use it for deadlifts, you know, shrugs, carries, stuff like that. But you can also use it as a cambered bar for like squatting or good mornings or something like that. Although this, I put some grip tape here just for a little grip when doing, you know, squats or good mornings with this. But man, this thing is just so thick that when it's sitting up on your traps, it just feels even more heavy just because of how big that bar is. It's like crushing my traps. So, you know, I got this one after seeing, I think it was Coop's review on the Eleiko and the Kabuki open trap bars. And I saw this one from Vulcan and they had it in stock. And this was still an expensive bar. It was cheaper than those, but this one was still like $700 something. And I gotta be honest with you, I kind of regret it a little bit now that Rep is putting out their open trap bar, and it looks like it's a little wider out here. That was one thing I didn't like about this one. I am using it as a camber bar for squats or something like that. I feel like this is like, I'm a little cramped when I'm when I'm grabbing onto the handles and got that thing up on my back, I feel like, you know, I'm pushing my elbows way back and it's just a little narrow. I wish it was a little bit wider, but it is a heavy duty bar though. It's got the, you know, the built-in deadlift jack there on the bottom. It's got a fat grip handle that is above the bar, and then it's got a regular grip, and the knurling's pretty good on both of these. Not super aggressive, but more aggressive than some of my other bars. And another thing I don't like about it is they do not rotate. Really wish they would rotate, but you know, what are you gonna do? So it's a pretty cool bar. I think, like I said, I would probably, if you're in the market for one of these, I'd probably wait on that rep open trap bar or go ahead with the Eleiko. The Kabuki, I don't think it's a rounded bar, so I don't think it's meant to do the camber squats and whatnot. But now if I'm going with my top 5, I'm basically splitting my collection in half. If I could only have 5 of these bars, I would definitely go with this for my football bar. Just a better quality piece and more versatile. So definitely going with that Elite FTS American Camber bar. Gotta pass up on the Earthquake bar, just don't use it enough. And you know what, I could even pass up on the Axle bar as well, but I gotta have the deadlift bar. It's just so great for deadlifts, and deadlift being such an important exercise. It's just a great piece, so I'd have to keep that. Synergy, I guess I could do without, and my wife doesn't use it that much. I'm pretty much only use it for curls these days, so. And then I would have to keep this big open trap bar from Vulcan. Even though I don't use it a ton for, like, say, trap bar deadlifts or anything, but it is a versatile piece. Also, something I didn't mention is, you know, it's great for rows as well, like and even seal rows, because you have that, you know, negative space in the middle, so you're not restricted by a bar with seal rows. So it's another plus for this bar. So very versatile piece. So I'd say those 3 from here, and then the 2 from back here, I got to go with the power bar, obviously. You know, it's kind of my daily driver. I could use it for pretty much anything. And then it's going to come between the Yukon bar and the SSB. And even though the Yukon bar is probably a little more versatile, because I can use it for pressing and it feels great, you know, on my back for squats. However, I just like the SSB so much for squats and good mornings that I got to go with the SSB. It just feels great for squats. I mean, if my shoulders are bothering me, and I can just throw this on my back and, you know, I don't even think about my shoulders, you know. Sometimes when my shoulders are bothering me that much, it's kind of a distraction. But with the SSB, it's just not an issue, and such a great bar to squat with. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the video. I appreciate you watching. Let me know in the comments what your favorite bar is. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.